You know, a wise sage once said, no finance, no romance, no cash, no ass. A also equally wise sage said, broke boys get no kitty. I know that's right. But is that correct, ladies and gentlemen? We're going to get into it. Yeah. Everybody, it's your girl Kiki. I know y'all probably thinking, girl, where you been, girl? Where you been? Anyway, my name's Kiki, the infamous Kiki. Yeah, I'm a mom, I'm a business owner, a worker bee, entrepreneur, artist. I've been in Wall Street Journal. I've been in different publications and different things, different blogs. I'll leave some of the links below, and I talk about all kinds of topics. I'm just trying to fill this thing out. This is my first video for 2022. And y'all probably thinking, well, dang, girl, where you been? After Thanksgiving, I was really, really sick. No, I did not have the 1-9. I did not. I tested, and I did not have that 1-9. But I was sick. Like, me getting a cold is me getting deathly, deathly ill. So if I ever did get the 1-9, I'd probably be in the ICU. I mean, that's just real talk. I don't have I every time I get sick, it goes straight to my lungs. I was literally in bed coughing, sneezing, puking, peeing. I mean, all the things that I'm sure is TMI, but when I don't get a cold, like I get really, 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 really sick. So that's why, I try to avoid and tell people to stay safe and avoid the 1-9 at all costs, because I am not trying to end up murked by 1-9, and I'm not trying to end up in no ICU. I hate hospitals. I hate being sick. If you look at my face, like compared to my other videos, I've lost lots of weight. Like I wasn't eating anything, which is a good thing, me losing weight, but not that way. But I'm back now, and I'm here doing videos, and you know, whatever. So what are we going to talk about today? If you guys are not familiar with Tonya TKO, she is one of the few YouTubers I watch that's not sci-fi, true crime, or news or politics. I mean, I don't watch a lot of reality shows. I don't, I just don't. So I'm not into celebrities and what they do. I've gone off on that before. I don't care. I like politics. I like sci-fi. I like fantasy. I like news. I like real stuff. I'm not into relationship bloggers, vloggers, YouTubers either, because I feel like I've had enough relationships to know what works and doesn't work for me by now. So there's a YouTuber named Tonya TKO. I've been a fan of hers for a long time. Some of you may have heard of her. She recently did this topic on somebody, I think it was either Twitter or Facebook or somewhere. Someone else, this lady on social media wrote, I hate sex. And that basically her husband is just there to serve her needs. That she doesn't want her husband. She said, I hate sex. I don't want him touching me. My husband's just there to provide food, shelter, whatever, money, I guess. It wasn't a long post this lady made, but it got a lot of people talking. And Tonya TKO also has a Facebook group. I will put down links. And people got into a really heated discussion about sex and sexuality. I'm not here to debate about whether somebody wants to be asexual or not sexual, whether this lady has probably had sexual trauma. We don't really know. I don't know if this lady just posted this for shock value. Was she really feeling it in her spirit? I don't know. But I'm not going to debate. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a mental health person. I've never been asexual. I don't know anybody who's asexual. Asexual just don't sound fun to me at all. At all, y'all. This sounds really boring. If you know Kiki, you know in my spirit, anything A in front of sex, it better be another A word. Asexual, what's that? So I'm not going to debate that. What I'm going to talk about when it comes to that topic is, a few questions that I had why anybody would really write that. But I'm assuming that this lady probably is not single. I mean, not married. I'm assuming that, because if her husband read that, he'd be like, hold up, wait a minute, what's going on? We're not doing what now? I don't know any man who would be comfortable with that, but we're going to talk about a few things. I'm trying to keep this short, sweet, and simple and concise. I even took some notes, y'all. I even got notes. Yay! Okay. First thing we're going to talk about, if you are not into sexy time with your mate, then I guess my big thing is to be honest. There are people out there who are asexual, who are not into sexy times. There's people who have experienced traumas, um, and things like that. There are people who just, their libido is just not up. Maybe they got a hormonal problem. Maybe they need to take some ginseng. I don't know. I don't know these people. Again, I don't know. But my point is, if she is serious about not liking sex and hating sex, because hate is a strong, strong ass word, lady, then she needs to be really honest with whoever she's going into a date with. And that applies to all you find. This is not just about her, but to you people out there who may feel the same, or women in particular. I mean, I say men too, because there are men out there who be faking the funk and like, yeah, bro, I really gets it in, and they really don't be getting it in, and they really not. But that's a topic for another time, about how society has pushed these sexual stereotypes on men and women. But I could go into that for hours. But yeah, you need to be honest. If you are not into that, if there's certain things you're not into physically, detailed things like I'm not into this and that, then I would say you go into a relationship and you be totally honest with your partner, because you may meet somebody who is like, King Kong Ding Dong, or a woman that's like a nymphomaniac, and then she be like, hold up, wait, what? So all I can say is to her, to anybody else who may be asexual, who may not be into sex, who feel like they are going into relationships where they have to perform, I would say don't perform. Be honest with your partner about your needs or your lack of when it comes to physical intimacy. Number two, I would say on my list here, I would say that you need to take an inventory of your needs and how it is, maybe, or lack of needs, how it's affecting your relationship. Everything in moderation. If you are hating sex, you don't want to be touched, maybe there's something. Maybe you need to go see a sex therapist. Maybe you need to go see a psychologist. Maybe it's hormonal. Maybe you need to get your physical and your mental well-being checked. And then if you come back and everything's normal, then yeah, that's just you. Do you, boo? But just make sure that everything is checked out. Everything. If it's affecting relationships or affecting your ability to find a partner, I would seriously suggest you do some soul searching. But the first step is admitting you have a problem. There are a bunch of people running around talking about, I don't like sex, I hate sex, I don't want to do it, and I'm just perfectly fine. And then they have past traumas, or maybe they got a hold of some real bad cookie or real bad banana. Like, I mean, you can't base your sexual intimacy on previous experiences only. So I would suggest people, number two would be get help. Like, figure out what's wrong, what's going on with you, because people are dragging people in relationships and then end up being unhappy because their partner, whether their partner be male or female, whether you're straight, trans, or bi, you have partners out there who are like, this person don't want to touch me, and then they start feeling bad. And your girl, I've been there. I've been with people who are not, on the same level of sexuality. And for a lot of people, intimacy, whether physical, emotional, mental intimacy, is important in a relationship. So, like I said, number one, go and honest. Number two, go get some help and see what's wrong with you. Number three, the discussion on Tonya TKO's YouTube and Facebook. I didn't see all of her YouTube channel posts. I had to work. So I didn't, there was people calling in and things. I don't know if this has been said, but what I read and things that I've read on her Facebook, the thing that people miss over is that sexual intimacy begins with you. It begins with you, fam. It begins with you. It really begins with you. It begins with you. It begins with me. Your sexual intimacy, your first sexual partner should be yourself. And a lot of people, it's not. The first sexual partner is another person. But I tell people, when it comes to sex, you may not like having sex with a man or a woman or another partner, but what about yourself? And I think that was the missing out of the conversation. I was screaming to the rooftops that yourself, you have to know what you like about yourself, know your body, know the intimacy of your body. A lot of that starts with education. A lot of people don't know about certain tantalizing body parts that I won't get in. I won't get too graphic here. But there are books about sexuality. You can Google it online. Learn about what an orgasm is, what an ejaculation is. These are things that a lot of people did not learn, or they learned a long time ago, or thought maybe they knew, or thought they didn't know. And they really don't. There's some study out there that's saying that like 60% of women have never really had a orgasm, and I'm like, what? Who girl? Who child? Yeah. Uh, you know. So a lot of people think that they know what sex is. It is what it is, and they really don't. They've never explored their bodies. They never explored the sexuality. And exploring your body and exploring your sexuality is a great thing. There's people who are like, just because you don't have a partner, you're not having sex with somebody else, does not mean you don't have an intimate relationship with yourself. So to me, that is the first thing that you should get on point, is your intimate relationship with your own body and knowing what you like and you don't like. And to be honest with you, what a lot of women, the way society has taught us is that men are have all this sexual prowess and they can explore their sexuality, but women, we're supposed to be at the behoovement or behest of men's needs. And I tell women, especially black women, who are very, to me, kind of on the sexual conservative side, that there's nothing taboo about sex, that sex is okay, that sex is natural with two consenting adult people, that sex can be great and it can be natural, and if you love somebody, then it should be something that you were wanting to do. Birds do it, bees do it. It's something part of being a living creature. If you're not into it, then that's your choice. But I would suggest that if you're really trying to find a husband or a wife or a partner, then yeah, that's gonna, most people are on the scale of they like the sexy time. The other point I would like to make is when we're talking about sexuality and sex and women, I'm talking about breaking the cycle. I understand a lot of people grew up, including your girl, in households where people didn't talk about sex. Sex was not something that was mentioned in front of people. Now, when your kids are young, I understand that, but when your kids start being teenagers and everything, and they've taken sex ed out of the schools, they've taken health out of the schools, I would try to not get into graphic details, not telling your kid what to do. I'm not on no Jim Jones mom kind of no. I ain't trying to tell you how to please a woman or please a man, no. But I would say breaking the cycles, including saying that it's okay to have sexual desires. It is okay to have safe sex. It is okay to know what safe sex is and what safe sex means, and how to protect your body and yourself, and then have self-respect and own up to your own sexuality, and not let people manipulate you and use you and talk you into doing things that you don't want to do. I never had none of that. When I was a kid, from the things that I learned from my friends as a teenager, it's like sex was something that you had to put out for a dude. Well, that's just expected, regardless of whether you wanted it or not, or you felt like it that day. It's just something that men wanted, that you were expected as a young lady to do. Well, you had to put out. I want my daughter to own her own body and be in control of her own body, and my son as well, to be in control over his own body. So it's about breaking the cycle. It's about understanding that, it's sex doesn't have to be taboo. There's and you should be able to explore your sexuality and what you like and what you don't like freely, without anybody knowing your business, without anybody asking you any questions, without any judgments. I find that people are harsh and critical and judge themselves. I've seen people write comments online about things that I considered very kind of kinky but sexual normal, that people are like, oh my God, clutching the pearls, child. Oh my God, I've never heard of that. Oh my God. I'm just like, yeah. I'm like, there's people out there, there's nothing wrong with that. This just, it's a kink, but it ain't nothing too kinky. But there are people out there who've never even been exposed to different types of sex, different types of sexuality. And again, you don't have to be obsessed with looking at pornography or anything like that. But I tell ladies, women, don't take a look every now and then. Go see what the men are looking at before you get mad at your husband or your boyfriend by him looking at dirty movies on the internet, which they do. Y'all should watch it together. That's my suggestion. That's my sage wisdom from your girl Kiki. I would say watch it with them. You might learn a few things instead of being jealous and being mad about finding videos on your man's computer. As long as it's not anything illegal, or too crazy, okay, like then you need to maybe call the cops. But you know, hey, you know, I feel like in sex, your partner should not be hiding things from you. You should be able to tell your partner what you're into, what you like, and they may not like it, or they not be may not be as adventurous, but at least be honest with what you like, and you don't have to cheat or go find somebody else. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that it should be an open dialogue between somebody. And let me tell you something else. When I'm attracted to my man, and I am physically attracted to him, and I am emotionally attracted to him, to me, the sexual attraction to me all goes hand in hand. So I'm just quite not understanding. Maybe some of you guys can explain to me in the comments how this works. I don't understand how people just have like meh sex. I can take it or leave it, because to me, being a sexually aware person is really part of who I am and how I roll in a relationship. I couldn't be in a relationship where we were not physically intimate. If I'm attracted to somebody and I'm like, they looking good, they smelling good, we have good conversation, I'm like, like girl, child. Like, to me, it's a no brainer. I naturally want to be with that person in a physical and intimate way. So maybe y'all can explain it. So we're gonna go over the steps. Number one, if you're feeling asexual, you're feeling some type of way, even if you're not, even if it's a normal person. Number one, honesty. You need to be honest with your partners out there about your sexual needs, your sexual not needs, and what you like, what you don't like. You need to be honest, so people won't feel like they're getting trapped or they stuck in a marriage or relationship where their needs are not being fulfilled and they go out and cheat. Number two, you need to get help. If you feel like it's hindering your relationship or stopping you from finding somebody, then maybe there's something wrong with you. So get your thyroid checked, your hormones checked. It could be all these things. Get your mental health issues sorted out. Figure out, maybe bad experience that you need to get over. So get mental and physical help. Number three, it starts with you. Your first sexual partner should be yourself. Your first person that you're intimate with it should be yourself. You should be able to explore your body without feeling any kind of shame or degradation. And if you do feel shame and degradation, it goes back to step two of getting help and figuring out why you feel that way. It's because you're raised that way or whatever, but it starts with going out and discovering the things that are sexual out there. There's books you can read about sexual intimacy and things to do, how to please yourself, how to please somebody else. There's books, there's videos, there's all kinds of things out there, sources you can find for you can get in tune and in touch with your physical body and your sexual prowess as a woman and as a person. And number four, break the cycle. It's time that we understand when your kids get a certain age, they're gonna start feeling these feelings. It's just natural. You got to make them feel like it's not something that's shameful, they should be ashamed of. That's something they should be able to maybe not feel comfortable talking to you about, but you should bring up the subject. It's just something that should be talked about. You don't want your kids out there learning about sexuality and sex from their peers, from the nasty little boys out here, these nasty little thoughts out here. You want them to be able to, give them a book. There's plenty of books for teens out there. If you're not comfortable, here, read this. Let's read it together. It may be embarrassing to read something about sex with your child, but hey, it's better than them out there in these streets getting STDs, which is rampant right now. Sexual abuse is just rampant right now. So it's best for you to just head that off, And then the biggest point is, I would say, just know yourself and love yourself and understand that what society is telling you about women and sexuality, or what religion is telling you about women and sexuality, and all these hang-ups they try to put on women, don't fall for it. Break the chains, ladies, break the chains. And again, men are visual people. We're taught in society that men are more sexual people. So I think it's really enjoyable that you please each other, not just there to please him or her. It's there for you to please each other. And so both of your needs are met. And nobody has to go to bed feeling like this person doesn't want to touch me, they don't find me attractive, because that messes with a person's mind. And people go out there and find somebody that is like, ooh, daddy, you so wonderful, and ooh, I want to be with you, So I'm not trying to dump on the women all the time, but I just see that, like, with a lot of women, I hear things that I'm just like, okay, maybe I'm just a freak. I don't know. Y'all tell me. I don't know. Don't tell me, because some of y'all know me. So no, don't put that in the comments. But anyway, that's all I'm saying on this topic. Like, share, subscribe, comment. If you disagree, you agree. You got some questions to ask me. I'll put links also to my Instagram, Twitter, yada yada yada. You want to follow me there. For this channel, I'm gonna be talking about love during lockup. That's the only reality show I watch. I'm gonna be talking about other viral topics. I'm gonna be talking about them JWs, Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm not done with y'all. I'm not done. Your girl is not done. Your girl is not done. I'm staying on you for 2022, and I am healthy. And during the holiday season, it was hectic for me and my Etsy shops. I was sick and trying to push out orders, so it was a lot, all hands on deck in my family. We were trying to get these orders out. Now things have died down leading into Valentine's Day. So like I said, if you want to support the channel, order something from me. If you're ordering something from me and you watch my videos and you're a subscriber, I'll throw a little something in there, you know, and whatever, give you 20% off. I'll put down a code so y'all can get, you know, whatever off. But y'all stay safe. I try to put out videos every week, so y'all stay safe. Hope you guys are having a good year and getting lots of nookie during this year. Go out and get lots of nookie safely. Get lots of nookie safely and adult nookie. So y'all have a good day, and I'll be back. Bye y'all.